Hey everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Coming into the craft room, I have a brand new kit for you that I think you're going to like. It is super cute, and I think it's going to be stunning when it's done. I'm going to get us pulled up over here so I can see comments. Turn off our volume. When you get here, say hello. Let me know you're here. And Mom will be jumping on to pull names for Happy Mails, so make sure you're commenting for a chance at Happy Mail. Miss Tracy's going to share us into the group here in just a second. And then we will get going here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't see anybody on yet, but I'm sure they're coming. There's somebody. Somebody just hopped on. So I'm going to hold this up. It's kind of hard to read because it is backwards thanks to Facebook. But this just says Merry Christmas. Very simple, very plain, but very powerful because instead of the T, we have the cross and we have the little Christmas star. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do on this, you'll see that this kit has, let me get this stuff off and you'll be able to see it better. Let's do that first. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these little pieces and I'm going to put them on a piece of tape. Hey, Miss Tracy. Hello, hello. So all of these, especially these little letters for the Merry and the dot for the Christmas to dot the I am going to put all these on a piece of tape. Okay, and these I don't think I'm going to bother putting on tape. This I will, but we're going to put it down here because we're going to do these a little different. Okay, so I'm going to move these aside. We're going to work on our base first. Okay, so I'm going to show you up close. See how there's this line here? That's by design for you. This way you know where to paint what. This bottom part is going to be stained. The top part's going to be black. Just go with me. It's going to work out well. Hello, Miss Bonnie. Hi, Penny, Tracy, Bonnie. Hello, hello, everyone. Wow, I'm early. Just a minute or two. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stain this bottom part. Now, because I'm going to paint this top part, I don't really care if I get a little stain up here. So I'm not going to worry about taping that off, because the paint will cover. Since we're painting it black, that will cover it. Now, the way that I am going to do this is I'm going to stain it with my antique wax. If you buy this kit and you want to put this together, I'm going to caution you, if you're going to use regular wood stain, I would let it dry for a good 2 days, okay? Because if you don't, the letters will not stick. The sticky back will not stick once it is stained. You got to make sure that stain is good and dry, okay? This stuff works and it dries very quickly and I can use my sticky back without any issue. So that's why we're doing this tonight. Since we only have 45 minutes, we don't have time 2 days to let that dry. You could also use like a watered down brown paint. That would work as well to do this. I just like to do the baby wipe method with this, because if you get too much, you can always wipe it back. Like, it's a little dark up here. So I'm going to flip this around to a clean part of my wipe, and I'm going to wipe it back. And you can see that it really makes a difference. Okay. All right. So we have that done. Why does that side look so much darker or lighter? Let's scrub that back a little so it blends a little better and we don't have that line. There we go. That's better. And it's going to have the words there, so you're not going to notice that so much. I don't know why. That's weird. That one little part Let's try adding a little wax. Okay, that's a little better. We're going to go with it. All right, so we're going to close this up. Not sure what Teddy's barking about. Teddy doesn't usually bark, so for him to be barking like that, something's going on out there. Hey, Tater Poo. My daughter is on. Okay. So we're going to dry this real quickly, especially right here by the line, because I am going to put a piece of tape down to paint that line. We want to make sure that is dry. All right, I think we have this pretty well dry. It'll get the rest of the way once we paint it, then we'll set it aside so we can work on the other pieces. Okay, so now I'm just going to put that tape right below that line. And just smooth it down. We really want to make sure that is down good so we don't have any leaking. All right, and now we're just going to paint that top part black. Hi, Carla. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Crafty Crafts. If you see any of my fellow crafty sisters on here, be sure to give them a quick follow. I'm trying to find the brush I want to use to do this. All right. So the way I always do when I'm painting rounds, or really anything for that matter, is I always go towards the edge. Don't drag your brush this way or you're going to end up with a lot of paint on your side of your piece. So now I'll come back this way for this side. All right, so we have that. So now I'm just going to go back and get rid of my brush strokes. Okay, and that's it. So the round is painted. Everything that needs to be done to the round is done. Hello, Fatima. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and peel this off. So we have that crisp line. It's perfect. Okay, you can see that nice crisp line. We're going to go ahead and, hey Denise, thanks for the sprinkling. I appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and get this started. It won't be dry. We're going to let it get started here. Give it a good start. And we're going to set it aside and work on the other pieces. Actually, I think we'll splatter next. So it doesn't have to be dry for that. Hey, Miss Karen. Miss Karen, if you like this one, I'm going to do a make and take for this one. So anyone that's local, if you end up liking this, you will be able to make it yourself. I'm shooting for, and I'm going to lay this right there because I want it, well, let's get the paint out first and then we'll adjust it. Because we are going to splatter this. It's going to look like stars. And let's get the right brush. So I like to use these really stiff, they're just from the Dollar Tree, little stencil brushes to do my splatter. And I'm going to put that right there so that we're covering up that stain part. And we're going to just start flicking it. And it's going to look like a starry night, which is what I'm going for. And some are going to be bigger than others, and that is okay, but we got a glare. I think that's pretty good. We don't want to go crazy with it. We want it to just be subtle. Okay. So So you can see our Starry Night. You can see that splatter on there. All right, so we're going to set him aside. Just going to set him right there for now. Okay, now we're going to work on all of our other pieces. So we're going to bring these back over. And I'm just going to use a sponge. I load it up good and I kind of dab a little of it off. And then we're just going to sponge. Oops, I think that's upside down. My dot is the wrong side. I've got the, I've got the sticky back facing down. That's not going to work. Let me fix this. There we go. Now these I am going to paint with a glitter, but we're going to put a base coat of white on them because the glitter I'm using is clear. There's no color in the paint. It's just glitter. It's clear paint with glitter. It's not even really glitter, it's a shine. It's called Extreme Glitter. I love this one. And that's what we're going to use for this because I want my star and this cross to shine. So we're going to do the base coat. We're going to set those aside. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Miss Cindy. Oh, thanks, Michelle. All right, and now we're going to paint our other pieces of our words. Like I said, this kit is very simple, but it's very, what's the right word? The reason for the season, I guess. I mean, it's all about Christ. So Caitlin, did you do your ghost yet? Caitlin asked me to send her my daughter. Oh, I don't have one up here. The little double ghost holding the pumpkin. So, of course, Mom had to send that to her. She lives down in Alabama, so she's not by me, so I can't just give it to her. So I had to send it to her. And she wanted to make it, so I did not make it myself. I sent it to her. Is Miss Amanda on here? Miss Amanda, if you're on here, comment so Mom knows you're here and you might win a Happy Mail entry. My coworker said she was going to tune in tonight because she's interested in this kit. Or more specifically, the make and take. Okay, this is going to take a couple of coats. Not yet. Well, girl, you're running out of time. Halloween's almost here. I'm moving on to Christmas crafts now. Did I see Miss Mary? I did see Miss Mary. Thank you, Miss Mary, for sprinkling. Or should I say Aunt Mary? So, I'm not sure who else heard about this, but Miss Annabelle and I are going to be meeting up in Frankenmuth. Annabelle from Lubel's Hot Mess Creations. I think that's her page name, now that I say that. We're going to be meeting up in Frankenmuth, Michigan. And we're going to go to Bronner's and we're going to do all the things. We're going to take the little horse carriage ride. And you all are welcome to come along with us and meet up with us. And just hang out with us for the day. We're going to go shopping and eat some yummy food and all the things. That's going to be on November 1st, and we're meeting at 10 a.m. at Bronner's. So I do have an event page on Facebook for it. So make sure you check that out, and we'll be updating that as things come along. Amanda is here. Is Amanda in the house? I don't see a comment, but I see Mom say, hi, Amanda. So, I don't know if Mom saw her name pop up. Because we can see who's on, but it kind of goes fast. So, you can't always tell. Caitlin, I know you're super jealous about Aunt Deb is going. Yes, she is. Aunt Deb and Melissa are going with us. My cousin Melissa. And Lila and her daughter. So we have 5 of us going. And if my daughter was here and not in Alabama, she'd be going too. Thank you, Jean. Or Jan, I'm sorry. Miss Jan sprinkled. Thank you, Jan. All right, we're going to do one more coat to make sure this is good. So Miss Amanda is here. Okay, Mom just said she is. We almost have everything painted. And when you're doing the little splatter technique, if you get a little too much, you can always go back over and paint it black and start over. So just keep that in mind. Don't let that scare you. It's just paint. You can always cover it up. And it's easy to cover when it's just white paint on black. That's super easy to cover. I'm sure you'll find something similar down there, Kate. Especially in that little town that we went to. What was the name of that? That little town we went to when I was there, when we went shopping, I bet Mount Hope? Is that the name of it? Something like that. I'm sure they had something like that down there. It's such a cute little town. Thank you, Lois, for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Okay. So we have these all painted. Now I am going to make sure these are dry because we're going to go ahead and do the glitter on these next. I'm going to move this aside for a second because I just had it sitting on my trash can. And I'm going to cut the bottom of this off. And we're going to use it then for the glitter. So this is the Extreme Glitter Acrylic Paint by Folk Art. I love this one. It's comes out white, but when it dries, it's just glitter. And it doesn't flake off, which is what I really like about it. When it dries, I'll hold it up so you can see. Okay, so those are painted. They don't take long at all to do. Oh, goodness. Stephanie, I am so sorry. That stinks. I guess it would help if I had my dryer over the piece I'm trying to dry. Oh, gosh. Prayers for you, lady. Hi, Janet. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so let me hold this up and show you how glittery these are. Not sure that's going to show with the light. Try to get it. Yeah, it's not going to show. Darn it. Okay, let's get this stuff out of the way. Move our paint. Move our pieces. We can get rid of this because we're done painting. And let's bring this back and let's get this dry. this doesn't have to be completely dry necessarily because there's very little going on this. Part of the cross will go on it and the star will go on it. Oh, you could see it. Okay, good. I didn't think you were able to see it, but I'm glad you could. I just want to get it mostly dry, especially down here in this area because that's where we're going to be working. It's actually pretty dry now. Okay. It is very cool paint. I love that paint. Okay, so this goes like here. And this is going to go here. I just need to center it a little better. Now, what I always recommend when you're doing one of my kits is that you lay everything out because my kits all have a sticky back tape on the back. So there's no gluing necessary. And I had somebody ask me at our festival we were at this weekend if it would come off on, you know, in like a hot door, like between two panes of glass, you know, like between the door and then your like storm door. It will not. Mine sit out there all summer long and I have never had a piece fall off. That's why I use the 3M product that I use. It's very expensive, but it is definitely worth it. Okay, I think we are ready to put all these down. So we're gonna just start. All you have to do is peel this off. It helps if you have one of these. You don't need it. If you have like acrylic nails or if you use like Color Street or anything that makes your nails thick, it's kind of hard to peel this off. So you would definitely want to use one of these little doodads. Makes it a lot easier. It is great paint. I love that paint. Because it's not like I've had some of the like the chunkier glitter. I don't like it as well. I like this better. And as you can see, this just peels right off. I always tell you to lay it out first because this is a one and done. When you peel this off and you stick it down, you're not getting it back up. If you do, you're going to ruin both pieces, both the base you're putting it on and then the piece you're peeling up, because this stuff sticks. It is not going anywhere. Hey, Miss Tracy. Welcome, welcome, my friend. So I did post the link to this kit in the description of the video. It is there for you if you're interested in it. Hi, Darla. Welcome, welcome. All right, we have one piece left to stick down, and then we have to make our bow, and we have to put our hanger on it. Okay. I will hold this up. Okay, notice nothing falls off. Everything is secure. Nothing falls off. And you can still see it's still a little wet. That's why it's not wet, but it definitely isn't completely dry. And that's why you can see that shine. But I love this kit. I think it is gorgeous. Okay, so now we are going to make our bow. Let me get this stuff out of here, clean up my hands. Somehow I have black all over my hand. Do I have it on the edge of this? Oh, I got it all over the back. I made a mess of this one. I must have it on the side. Yep, I do. Right there's a big old blob. There we go. Okay. And then I take this thick twine, and the way I do these is I go in the front, come back through the back, because that way it lays flat on your door. And we're going to tie that. And those holes are full of paint, so I just got more black paint all over my hands. Thank you, Karen. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so I got our hanger on. All right. And let's set this aside. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to use this floral. This is from Hobby Lobby, and to me it just looks wintry. Okay, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, but I like it. So that's what we're using. It looks very wintry to me. Evergreen is sometimes really hard to work with, so I would prefer to work with this. So we're going to do this. And I'm just going to cut off a couple of sprigs of this. Get it about even so it's not lopsided. That's about right. Some wire. Thanks, Lois. Thanks, Janet. All right, so you're going to take your 2 pieces of floral, and that is lopsided, which is what I was trying to avoid. So let me grab another piece here. This piece needs a little something added to it. There we go. That's better. Now it looks more even. And then we're just going to take our wire and we're going to wrap it really tight around our little bundle of floral. Okay. So when you have it done, it's going to look like that. There's just this little center piece that's going to be covered by the bow, so don't worry about that. We're going to have that right up there with our bow over top. Look how pretty that's going to be. Okay. All right. Now, I have a few ribbons pulled. You guys know I love to use this burlap. I make the simplest bow. They're so easy to make. Anybody can make this bow. And then, of course, we have to add our buffalo plaid. Let me see how big this is. So I can get about the right size. And then I just got this ribbon actually today at Walmart, of all places. It's got a little glitter to it. I'm not sure it's showing up for you, but like the edge, and then there's like little polka dots. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's really cute. And I thought it would be perfect with this because it would kind of look like the stars. Okay. So we are going to dovetail all of these. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half lengthwise, flip it up. You're going to go from the outside bottom edge up to the center to cut your dovetail. Okay, up from the bottom to the center, and then you have this pretty little dovetail. Okay, we're going to do that on all 3 ribbons. So again, we are folding it in half lengthwise, go from the outside bottom corner to the center, and there's our dovetail. And then we're going to do it on the last one. Oh, thank you, Shanna. There's Miss Amanda. I see her now. She can see the glitter. All right, and then from the outside bottom edge up to the center. And there's all of our dovetails. Okay, so we have our 3 ribbons cut. We have our floral bundle. Now we need to do our raffia next, because you know me and my raffia. I love my raffia. So we're going to take a piece of twine. We're going to get our raffia. Grab a couple pieces of raffia. All right, so this is pretty fat. So we're going to use our fingernail and just separate this into smaller pieces. Oh, look at that. Amanda won a Happy Mail entry. See, commenting pays off. Okay, so I'm just matched up the ends of my raffia, and I'm making a little loop. And then we're going to just go back and forth making a loop. And don't worry about these little ends. We'll get those in a second. Okay, and then we're just going to tie it right here in the middle with our twine. All right, so we have our little raffia bundle. And I'm just going to trim off those little crazies there. Okay, so we have our cute little raffia. All right, we're going to start with our burlap. Whatever you want on the bottom, start with that. So then we're going to just fold this in thirds like so and smush it down. Okay, just like that. So we have this little, I don't know what it looks like, a little envelope almost. Okay, and then we're going to take our buffalo plaid and do the same thing. Okay, we're going to fold it in thirds. Going to kind of cheat our ends down like so. The birds like to try to pull it out of the bow. Whoops. Oh, thank you, Patty. All right, and then we're going to take this one and do the same thing and lay that on top. So we have this little stack of ribbon, okay? We're going to take our raffia and we're going to put it right there in the middle, and we're going to flip the whole thing over. And we're going to start to tie it, but we're not going to pull it tight right now. If I pulled it tight right now, I'll do it and I'll show you. See how it gets all funky? The back of it's all twisted up. In the front, you lose the tails. It's just not right. Okay, so we're going to undo it, and I'm going to show you how I tie them. All right, so we got it just like that. Now I'm going to take my fingers, and I'm just going to kind of pinch it together. I'm going to kind of gather it as I go. And then I'm going to tie it. But before I pull it tight, I'm going to make sure that that raffia is right in the center of my bow. Because sometimes it likes to move up on you, or down, whichever. And we want it right there in the center. So now that it's there, we're going to go ahead and pull it tight and double tie it. It is such an easy bow, Patty, and I just love them. And a lot of bows, you use a ton of ribbon. This bow, you don't. You know, I mean, you could use almost a whole roll of ribbon to make one of those big loopy bows. They're beautiful, but on a sign like this, I almost think they're too much. So I really like this technique. This is what I do on all of my signs. Any of my signs that I'm going to put bows on, this is the bow that I use. Plus, it doesn't get smashed between the doors. It's nice and small and flat, so it doesn't smash between your doors. My raffia is a little cockeyed here. we're going to fix her up here. And then I debated, and I'm still not sure. I thought about putting some of these on it. These are from Hobby Lobby. They're the little pine cones with a little bit of, they've got a berry in them. I'm just trying to untwist them. They're all twisted together here. See if we can get them undone. Oh, thank you, Darla. So I thought about adding a couple of these into our bow. But I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. I should have probably done it under the raffia. I'm just gonna set them there to see if I like it. Actually, I kind of do. I think we're gonna undo it. We're gonna get another piece of twine because we're gonna add those, and I don't think I can add them and make it look great. And we got plenty of time, so we're gonna redo this part. So we'll just have to tie another piece of twine around our raffia. And we're gonna put this in. We're gonna cut off that excess wire. But I think I'll wait and cut that off once I get it tied, because I think it'll be easier and I'll know how much I need. Okay, so let's tie this back around this, so we have something to tie with. Trim off that piece right there. Okay, so now we're going to lay this on here. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And then we're going to pull this back around, and we'll cut off that excess once we get this tied and we know what our length is. Right, Mary? I know, Facebook does all that kind of stuff to everybody. Super annoying. Okay, again, we're going to check our raffia, make sure it's where it belongs, and it is. We're going to go ahead and tie this tight. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so now we're just going to pull this up, and we're going to cut that wire. If I can cut it. There we go. That one's cut. Yeah, I like that. Isn't that cute? I like that with those berries and the pine cones. That's cute. I like that. All right. So now we're going to add this back on. So all you're going to do is you're going to leave this. See how you have your twines going up and down? You're going to lay this right across. And you're just going to tie it with that twine that you tied your bow with. Whoop! Wow, there went some scissors. Good thing Teddy wasn't down there. Let me grab those. I need those. All right, so I double tied that. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot with that greenery, and then we have our little, I like that. That's super cute. And those you can kind of spread out a little. So I'm going to kind of fluff them up a little. Okay, now we're going to put it on our sign. So the way I do this is I grab a hold of my hanger here, and I kind of hold on to it and find the center. And then I'm going to grab my stapler. I never glue my bows on. If you glue your bows on and you put them between your doors or in direct sun, you have a very good chance that they're going to just slide right off, because that sun's going to melt that glue, especially if you use hot glue. It's going to melt and it's going to slide right off. I do not use hot glue on anything that is going outside. for that reason. So all I'm doing is I'm going in that back loop of my bow. And I'm just stapling it. And we're just going to fluff up our ribbons here so you can see everything. We want to see the buffalo plaid. Of course, we want to see the buffalo plaid. We're going to fan this out a little bit. And there we go. We are done. Look how gorgeous that is. I absolutely love this. This might become my new favorite. It's so simple, but just beautiful. I just love it. So let me see some hearts if you guys like it. Oh, thanks, Aunt Deb. Patty says she's been watching all day and everybody has done a fabulous job. Craft Around the Clock has got some amazing creators in our group. We have just so many people. Thank you, Darla. All right, ladies, this is all I have for you tonight. So I am finishing a few minutes early, so go grab yourself a snack and a beverage and make sure you refresh your page and come back and watch who's on next. Okay? So this kit, like I said, is available. It is on our website now. It has, the link is in the post. So if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and pick it up. And we'll get it shipped out to you right away. And if you are local and would like to come to a make and take, I believe it is going to be, what day did I tell you now? The 21st, I think, of November. Is that a Friday? I think that's a Friday. Don't you love it, Facebook? I think it's a Friday. I have to confirm with the venue yet that that's acceptable. I have texted her, but she hasn't responded yet. But I'm pretty sure we're going to do it on the 21st. If we don't do it on the 21st, we are doing it very soon. So if you're interested in coming in person and I can walk you through all the steps, then be watching because I'll be making a post for it. Okay? All right. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.